Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to some more StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today I'm playing another live game for you, and this time around it is going to be a Protoss player that we are up against, and obviously we're going to be playing with the Zerg pieces right here. My opponent is going to be none other than Farewell. I haven't actually played him before. Oftentimes on the ladder you meet the same people over and over and over again, and if you actually go back to some of the older videos that I've been uploading for Legacy of the Void in particular, you will very quickly find that I'm facing like the same Terran players and the same Protoss players and whatnot very often. And actually, like, a lot of the opponents that I'm playing are also playing a very similar strategy, and I know of a bunch of them exactly what they're gonna do almost before the game even has started, just by looking at their name by the loading screen. But anyways, this is going to be a Zerg vs Protoss played on Dash and Terminal, and I think we're gonna go for a little bit of greedy play. I'm gonna go triple hatch before the spawning pool. I feel like that can work. Remember that one strategy that was super popular back... Whoa. Alright, fine. We'll go for the spine crawler then. Or for the spawning pool first. Remember that strategy that was super popular back in the day with Stephano going for the Roach max? Super early on. Remember that one? That was a super powerful build, and I kind of want to give it a try in Legacy of the Void as well. I have no idea if it's actually gonna work. But I do know that sometimes, you know, just a massive swoop of roaches can simply overwhelm your opponent. Now, the only problem that I'm sort of having right here is that I don't remember the build order exactly. I think we got the double gases, like we open up gases and we get double gas at 36 supply, which would be the Legacy of the Void equivalent of the 5-minute mark in like in Heart of the Swarm time, so to say. Obviously, in Legacy of the Void, the timer works a little differently. Maybe of actual seconds. But we're gonna give it a try. I will obviously need to go for a pretty quick base to my natural here as well. And I'll get a set of Zerglings here. Potentially 2 if I can, because I do need to clean up a spine or a... no, don't need to clean up the pylon maybe. Maybe he doesn't have it anymore, we'll see. We'll obviously need to do a little bit of scouting. And he's actually still got the drone patrolling right there, interestingly enough. He's probably gonna drop another pylon, look at it. He's ready for it. No? Alright, fine. So, we're opening up very standard here for early Heart of the Swarm, late Wings of Liberty. No idea if it's actually gonna work, but hey, that's why we're doing it. So I will creep tumor this one to the natural very shortly. Gonna go for a third queen very shortly as well, but just making drones. So the idea of the build is to max out as early as you possibly can with a ton of roaches. We're gonna go for a +1 attack and go for a ton of roaches as a follow-up. And we hit right as we finish up +1 attack and roach speed. So that's the idea. Okay, so here's the first inject. Ooh, losing the first overload is actually kind of a big deal. Do need to one tumor and go to the natural with that one. And we'll actually put down a second tumor as well, just because of this map design. This is not the original way that Stephano used to play it, but we're gonna do some scouting here as well. See if he's gonna go for any kind of super aggressive Stargate play, because obviously we still need to resolve that. But back when Stephano was doing this build, it was actually regarded as imba by most Protoss players, because they didn't really play Immortal Sentry back then. Like, it wasn't really the strategy that they were going for. And it actually beat Stargate play as well, just by the sheer amount of stuff that Stephano would be able to create, and nobody really was matching that at the time, which is, you know, quite some time ago. Actually, I accidentally went only for 1 gas geyser instead of 2. I'm supposed to go for 2. So I'm adding on the third one a little bit faster here. That's a Stargate there, but that's a late Stargate. There's nothing too scary. We're just making drones. Just making drones here. Okay, gonna go for the lair. Roach Warren. I mean, obviously this build was designed specifically for Heart of the Swarm, right? So it's never gonna line up nearly as nicely, but this should still be good. Gonna get Zergling speed next. And I'll get a Spore Crawler as well, obviously. We're gonna go for Zergling speed next. And I do want to go for a 4th gas geyser in a little bit once the lair finishes up. Somewhere around that time. Get another Spore over here, get another Spore over here. You could be going for Void Ray, obviously. I'm assuming it's gonna be either Phoenixes, but likely gonna be Oracle. We'll be getting the +1 missile upgrade, which will finish up roughly around the same time as my Roach Warren will finish up. Or my Roach Warren will finish up the Glial Reconstitution upgrade, which is Roach speed. And gonna be saturating that gas. Gonna get 3 more drones right there for that gas geyser. Alright. Wow. He's actually sacrificing the Oracle? Yep. That's fine then for me. Normally you don't see that. Okay, we need a couple more workers here for the third base, at which point we are maxed out on the workers. And now that we have got Roach speed started, we're simply gonna start a massive amount of work, or of units right now. That's the only thing we're gonna start. He's gone for another Oracle here as well. We should have plenty to do with everything. So from here on out, what we're gonna do is make massive amounts of Roaches until these 2 upgrades finish up. It's the only thing we're gonna do. We may be morphing in some Ravagers as well while we're on the other side of the map, but we're mainly gonna, you know, respond by reinforcing the initial fight with more and more Zerglings. And actually, now I think about it, the Ravagers obviously allow me to make this push even stronger, because if I micro well, it will be nearly unstoppable for my opponent, I think. Obviously, the one thing to keep in mind as well is that my opponent still has, you know, the Mothership Core. The Mothership Core has gotten a... I don't know exactly if I could consider it a buff to the Mothership Core with the Photon Overcharge. You used to only be able to use it on, you know, the good old hatchery, or on the Nexus rather, but now they can use it on pylons, which is a little scarier. Okay, keep on making more. More and more Roaches. And Roach speed is done. +1 attack will be done very shortly. So we're gonna reinforce with only Zerglings here. And I'm actually gonna be morphing Ravagers in. Stephano would actually also get a... would actually also end up getting a lot of... like an extra macro hatchery, but this is pretty good. Sniping down as many of these sentries as I can. Alright, get that. Gotta be careful. Putting down the corrosive bio here. Did snipe the Mothership Core. And we just simply overran him. Even though my macro has been awful, while I was moving out, I just thought of the fact that indeed Stephano would add on a macro hatchery right there. Just so he could actually support this amount of minerals. Because as you see, we simply don't have enough. But sniping that Mothership Core almost immediately guaranteed me the victory. And we just randomly won. That's actually pretty cool. I'm going to be practicing this a little bit more. See if we can make it work. The Adepts don't really change this early game build order. Immortal Sentry was really what stopped it. But like in the current map pool, the map design is pretty awful for Protoss players in general because they have a very hard time defending this. The only thing that could really threaten this is quick Stargate play into Void Ray, which is honestly kind of bad against everything else Zerg. And the other thing that could really hurt this as well is the Photon Overcharge. If executed correctly, he could obviously Photon Overcharge a whole bunch of pylons at once and do a lot of damage that way. But it worked out very well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, hit the like button. If you want to see more content, hit that subscribe button. And I want to thank you guys all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!